EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martin here with your outlook for September 14th, 2023. It is Thursday, and the Thursday video forecast is proudly sponsored by North Penn Car Wash in Lansdale, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Keep your vehicle looking great all the time and stop wasting your money on those costly individual washes with North Penn Car Wash's Unlimited Car Wash Club. You can join at a very low price, starting at just $13.95 per month, and it's the only place where weather doesn't matter. After a very wet stretch over the past week or so, now followed by a dry stretch, now is a good time as any to get your vehicle looking at its best. And when it does rain again, you can take the worry out of having your fresh wash ruined without having to break the bank in order to keep your car or truck clean. With North Penn Car Wash's Unlimited Car Wash Club, you can stop by as often as you like within the calendar month to get a fresh wash for the one low monthly rate. They are North Penn Car Wash, 986 Sumneytown Pike in Lansdale, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Proud sponsors of the Thursday video forecast. So cold front is now offshore. This moved through yesterday and is now going to be a refreshing air mass. Here's the cold front as we're looking at it early this afternoon. Big high pressure sitting right here is going to be in control over weather through the end of the week, and they're going to have mostly sunny skies expected both Thursday and Friday, except for if you're in New Jersey, and I'll show you that here in a second. That has to deal with Hurricane Lee, which is down here and is be moving off to the north. This trough is partly responsible for keeping this thing offshore. I do think that once it gets up, it's going to go straight north, and then once it gets up to about here, right about to our latitude, it's going to start getting pulled back westward a little bit, and then kind of do this, okay? All right, that's the general idea of where it's going to go. A little bit of tug westward is because of the trough is going to interact with and pull it back a little bit toward the coast. We see this sometimes in, we saw it with Sandy. I don't want to make that connection there, but, we saw it with several nor'easters that we've had where it's just pulled back in because of the placement of the trough. So because of that interaction, it's not a lot. It's just a little slight tug, but it's enough to pull it back toward the coast. So basically what we're dealing with then is the easternmost points of this would be all of New Hampshire, eastern Massachusetts, eastern Connecticut, all of Maine, all of Rhode Island. And of course, that's the areas that we'll see, I think, some effects from it. It might not be all rain. As I move this forward, just to give you an idea, this is what it does. And you can see where the rain gets to about where I drew that line. See, it's pretty close. I was a little bit further too far west there. But that's where the extent of the outer bands will be. But there will be, you see, it's a very pretty good lashing here of tropical storm force winds along eastern Massachusetts from Boston down to the Cape, especially the Cape, most notably. And then also here the coastal areas of Maine as this moves off to the north and eventually starts curving back to the northeast again as it makes landfall and it heads off to the north. So that's your area of concern right there this weekend. That is not in our area. Some tropical storm force winds will be present here mostly on Saturday. We'll start Friday night actually increasing, and then mostly on Saturday. Saturday morning, most notably, up there will be the worst issue. Now in our area, there is going to be some outer band clouds that will be mainly affecting New Jersey. I wouldn't be surprised if some high clouds get into far eastern Pennsylvania, as the NAM's trying to suggest here on Friday. This won't be a big deal. Intervals of clouds and sun for the most part. This is mostly a New Jersey deal for these for the cloud cover. Okay, so if you're the farther east you are, closer to that hurricane, and you got to remember the hurricane is very expansive. It's not going to be windy. I mean, you might have some wind gusts 15 to 20 miles per hour. It's not going to be a big deal. But remember, the hurricane is very expansive in size, very large. So the outer bands of the clouds, I should say, the high cirrus will be out pretty far to the west. Here's what the National Hurricane Center forecast has officially, and they're actually farther east without that little tug. They're really not buying into that. I am, because I see where the trough is. I think it is going to do that and end up on the western side of this envelope here. This is their cone of uncertainty, which means it could be anywhere in between here and here, right? So I think it's going to be on this side of it, not where the H is there. I think it's going to be a little bit further west, but time will tell. I don't forecast for New England. I do have an energy client in Rhode Island that I need to pay attention for, but other than that, this is they're going to be their deal, not ours. And here is the ensemble tracks for this. And again, there are still several on that left side. And it comes up north like that. You see everything's coming up north, and it gets that tug west a little bit like this. So where that exactly happens will determine how much impacts the eastern portions of New England has. Now, in our area, we'll be clear sailing. Again, that mix of sun and clouds here on Saturday with that hurricane still close by, especially in our eastern and northeastern areas. And then Sunday, we are also intervals of clouds and sun. So we're mostly sunny through the end of the week. Pleasant temperatures, low humidity, very nice temperatures as you can see above me. 70 to 78 is a spread today. We're going to narrow that spread here for Friday and Saturday, both probably in the same 72 to 76 degree range area wide, with the warmest temperatures near the Delmarva, obviously, and farther northwest will be closer to the lower 70s in this case. And then Sunday, we have another little trough shortwave moving toward us. This doesn't look like it's going to affect anywhere other than the Delmarva region. We're going to revisit this tomorrow just to make sure that's what it's doing. But the Delmarva area overnight, Sunday evening and part of the overnight could see a few showers from that, whereas the rest of the area will just see an increase in clouds late Sunday, and that's it, okay? And this moves through another little reinforcing trough here that's going to go through pretty quickly, so that when we get to Monday, we're back to mostly sunny skies, and it's going to remain that way Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, with temperatures generally in the middle 70s or maybe mid to upper 70s in some locations, but still pretty nice. A long stretch here of primarily dry conditions for the week ahead. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchestad as your outlook for September 14th, 2023. Have a great Thursday.